Hello everyone and welcome to SpongeBob HeroPants, a 3D platformer and the second SpongeBob game published by Activision, the second SpongeBob game developed by Behavior Interactive, and also the last real SpongeBob game. There has not been another real SpongeBob game since this one. So this game is loosely based on the movie. It contains the superpowers from the movie and several references to the movie, but does not follow the movie's storyline. We're not going to talk about the storyline it does follow because it's stupid. So the main gimmick in this game is that you can transform into a character's super form whenever your meter is full. And in their super form, which is what we're in right now, your character can move faster, and jump farther, and their attacks all deal more damage. This makes it very easy to sequence break the game, and it makes the levels a lot better. As was said, our character is in his super-powered form right now. Also, we're going to do a sequence break right here. We're supposed to move these platforms before jumping on them, but with our superpowers it's not necessary because of our higher jump. Anyway, when your character is not superpowered, they move incredibly slowly. Each character's superpowered form also has a unique projectile attack. Mr. Krabs' superpowered form shoots guided pincer missiles, which is really cool. Also, here's a basic block pushing puzzle. Ignore the fact that the block is twitching around in the air. We just lower the block down a level and then push it on the switch like any other block pushing puzzle. Anyway, each character has their own unique projectile when they turn into their superhero form. Mr. Krabs is guided pincers, as was already said. But when they turn back into their normal form, they lose access to this special projectile and instead can only throw nasty patties, which need to be collected. In addition to their non-super forms moving slower and generally making the game more cumbersome. You can purchase upgrades for the characters using the coins lying around. One of the upgrades is health, another one is getting the character a slam attack, another one is a combo for the character. But far and away, the most important power-up is the one that charges your super meter faster so you can turn into a superhero more often. There's also an upgrade that increases the duration of the time you're allowed to be a superhero. So that way you can be a superhero for longer, and it makes the stages a whole lot less boring. So you're picking up what I'm putting down so far. There's a basic form and a superhero form. The superhero form is generally just more entertaining to use. It has more nuances than the regular form, and you can upgrade your characters so that way you can stay in the super form longer, so you should just do that. Now let's start talking about the game design and junk. The game is primarily focused on 3D platforming with some beat-em-up combat mixed in. The 3D platforming is probably the most basic 3D platforming that's technically allowed by legal standards in modern 3D platformers. We are in the final level right now. What you're seeing here is as complicated as the platforming gets, period. And these are baby's first basic 3D platforming puzzles. This should have been the first level. Most of the platforming design boils down to waiting for a platform to flip over so you can press a button, moving a crate, block, or cupcake onto a switch, or collecting a number of items so that way you can open a door. And that's pretty much it. The platforming never gets beyond the most basic of basic double jumping exploration. There were a few points where I found the platforming to be enjoyable, but that's because I was sequence breaking the game using the super form instead of actually doing what the game intended me to do. There are many opportunities to break the game using the super form. You can just jump around so many of the puzzles, which is ideal because the puzzles at their most complicated are just playing Simon Says. For real, there's a Simon Says button puzzle. More than one, in fact. So I mentioned there was some beat-em-up combat sprinkled in. You may have noticed we have not hit a single enemy yet. That's because with 3 or 4 exceptions, you can go the entire game without defeating any enemies. You could just jump right around them. And it's a lot more convenient and makes the game go faster. And I recommend it because the combat is not satisfying. If the combat were satisfying, it may be worth staying and fighting the enemies, but it's not. It feels like you're swatting at thin air, and while Mr. Krabs' guided missile pincers are cool, they take far too long to fire to be useful. This timed button puzzle right here, this one is as difficult as the game actually gets, and it's as simple as start from the left or right side, and then move to the opposite side. which is appropriate since this is the final thing you do in the game before it ends. Yeah, the ending's right up here. I played through this game twice in one day. I cannot think of enough to say about the design to justify making a game analysis video. It's extremely bland and makes Plankton's Robotic Revenge look amazing by comparison.